So, it's true, we are coming back in the building this Sunday. It's time to do your happy dance. But seriously, this is so exciting. We are excited to be back together in our building. And there are probably a few questions. You're like, hey, what about this? Are you gonna have this? Or what is this gonna be like? And we are gonna answer those right now. So sit back, relax, and let's go over what it's gonna look like when you get here on Sunday. First and foremost, we are going to ask that if you or anyone in your household is sick, please just join us online from the comfort of your home. We want to do our best to minimize any sickness, and if you're sicky, don't get us sicky, okay? All right, one of the first things you'll notice as you walk up to the door is that our doors will be propped open, so you can just walk right through there, and our greeters will be right here ready to greet you, but they won't be offering a handshake because they don't have any hands. No, that's a joke. They do have hands, but we're gonna minimize the contact there. They'll be giving you a wave and a wonderful smile. That was a nice smile, wasn't it? All right, one of the things you'll notice as you walk through the door is that we have hand sanitizer stations right here and actually throughout the building, so you can sanitize your hands to your desired sanitation level. And on that note, for those of you who are going to be checking in your kiddos via our self-check-in station, we'd ask you to sanitize your hands before and after you use the tablets. That'd be great. Or our kids check-in volunteer would love to get you checked in if you'd rather do that. Hey, one other note on kids in their classrooms, from the nurseries to pre-K to 1st through 4th class upstairs, they will not be having any snacks in their classes. And I know that means they're going to eat more of your snacks at home, but they're going to have to do that because we're trying to have less reason for them to be slobbering all over things. And so no snacks in the classes. And for those of you who won't be checking in your kids, say to maybe the nursery, if you have them in service with you, we're going to ask that if they start to cry or get unruly, that you would take them to the prayer room, which will, for Sunday morning, will be our cry room. So those of you with cry babies, bring them into the cry room. We will have the service feed piped in here to the cry room, so you won't miss anything going on in there. And one other small thing for the kids, this drinking fountain will not be on, so just again for cleanliness, I'm not really sure anyone drinks out of it. I've mainly just seen kids try to soak themselves with it, so they won't be able to do that on Sunday. Speaking of clean and safe, our cleaners are gonna have this place spotless and just disinfected as could be, so don't worry, it is going to be clean when you come in this place. You know, I'm really not sure what most of this stuff does, but they do. They're good. All right, let's head back over to the sanctuary to talk about what it's going to look like over there. Now, we are going to ask you to do your best to social distance. Just be kind and considerate of others and maybe the concerns they might have. And for those of you wondering about masks, we are leaving it completely to you on whether you're going to follow that mandate or not. Now, one of the biggest things Sunday morning as you walk into the sanctuary is that we're going to ask you to sit with your family. I know you've been with your family like a lot, but we're going to ask you to stay with them for a little while. We're also going to ask you to create a little space between you and the family next to you. So instead of like sitting on their lap, which would be really awkward, instead maybe skip a couple chairs and then sit there. Let's just make everyone comfortable around us. So create a little space between you and the family next to you. Case in point, DC Talk is not sitting how we would like you to sit on Sunday. This is not good. Don't be DC Talk. Another thing you'll notice is that there'll be more room in our rows, which is great for keeping some safety distance as well as lounging during the message. Now, one other thing that's going to be different on Sunday morning is that our cafe is actually going to be closed. Now, that means you're still gonna have to BYOC, bring your own coffee. But the good news is you got really good at that when you were BYOCCing, when you brought your coffee and your chair, but we're gonna have the chair for you, so you just have to bring the coffee, so it's just BYOC. Now, one of the main reasons we're gonna have the cafe closed to coffee on Sunday is because we wanna use the cafe as kind of an overflow area. If there's anybody that's uncomfortable being in the big room with a big group of people, you can feel free to sit out in the cafe. There's a few spots for some families that could be a little more spread out and you can enjoy via the screen. And so for those of you maybe not comfortable in there, feel free to sit out here. And then lastly, as you leave the sanctuary, we're gonna ask you not to linger in the foyer and just go ahead and head outside. And if you want to linger out there, that's totally fine. It's a little easier to kind of distance out there. And that way, anybody who's trying to get out, maybe is a little more concerned, they don't have to bob and weave around you to get out. Let's just head out that way. And as you walk out, you can talk out there. Well, that covers the basics of this Sunday. We cannot wait to see you and be with you this Sunday. Come worship with us. It is going to be great.